Before we get into this, please make sure you subscribe. If you're new here, my name is Izzy. I make videos here on YouTube about animal-based topics and issues. And as part of that, I really wanted to start going to more shelters. Because I live in Manchester and there's so many amazing shelters that are dotted around this region that do such amazing work that I really want to raise awareness on. That is what we're going to be doing today. And we're going to start doing this on this channel. So if you are an animal shelter and you're based in Manchester or the surrounding areas of Manchester, please do not hesitate to get in touch, as I'd love to speak to you and raise awareness on the work you do and everything like that. Today we're visiting Changing Lives at Carrington. So this animal shelter opened in 2020 and since then they've rehomed over 1,600 animals, ranging from cats to rabbits to guinea pigs. And their main motivation for opening in 2020 was due to the rise in animals needing to be rehomed post-pandemic. As we all know, it's something I have briefly covered on this channel before. I really want to speak to them about that, but also find out what the case is with that now. Is the number of animals needing to be rehomed still rising? Has the situation got better or worse? Especially with the cost of living crisis, making it more difficult financially for people to maintain looking after a pet. Have they noticed a bigger demand or a smaller demand since they opened? So without further ado, let's head to Carrington and find out how changing lives really is changing lives. So I've arrived at Changing Lives and they've got cats here, they've got rats, they've got guinea pigs as well, as you can see. And I'm going to find out a bit more from the team about the work they do, what they stand for and what life is like for them now compared to when they started. So yeah, let's find out a bit more. So take me back to the beginning. Where did this all start and what was your motivation to start all this up?
So really started up the rescue because I saw a video on Facebook of a dog being rescued by a non-for-profit rescue, and basically this little dog had been rolled in tar and the people picked it up, took it, spent 3 or 4 hours picking off the tar with sunflower oil and basically aided it back to health. And that's something that before COVID, I've always been a big animal lover, working with the horses and stuff like that. But I wanted to be able to give back to other animals that don't have a voice and don't have people to care for them. So unfortunately I couldn't do dogs because I didn't have the facility, but I thought, well, let's do cats and smaller animals that, you know, people generally discard quite often. So that was the main pick up behind it, but obviously that was just before COVID hit, and then it got gradually worse through COVID because people were getting animals and not being able to care for them. They go back to work once it was over. So we saw a massive influx after COVID. We were taking in, I think at one point we had over 100 animals in the rescue itself, when we only have really facilities for about 50. So we would double capacity. And then it just kind of went from there, really.
So in terms of the demand for animals needing to be rehomed, what is it like now compared to what it was like post-COVID and during COVID? What's the situation with that now? Is there still a big demand here at the centre?
It was quite, I'd say it was easy. It wasn't easy, but now I think is probably worse than when COVID was. Because people got the animals in COVID, they couldn't get them neutered because all the vets were shut. There was only essential veterinary treatment, so they were stopping neutering and spayings and stuff like that. Because people couldn't get them done, they were escaping, they'd go and have babies, and then it just was a really continuous cycle. So I think now, because all of them cats and all the rabbits and stuff like that have been bred, now we're seeing, you know, each cat will have, say on average, 4 or 5 kittens. Each them 4 or 5 kittens then wouldn't get spayed, so then it creates 4 or 5 kittens to each 4, you know, so you're creating a massive influx. And because of the cost of living crisis now, we're seeing people can't afford to feed their animals, never mind get the essential veterinary care. So now there is a massive cat crisis. We're struggling for donations because people can't afford to give their spare money anymore. The vet bills have increased because obviously all the prices have gone up. And generally just, unfortunately people do pass away. The family members can't take their cats in, so they are looking to rescues to rehome them, as well as all the stray cats who are given birth left, right and centre at the moment.
And tell me a bit more about what you stand for here.
Yeah, our main stance for everything is just to basically save lives. So it's not just changing lives, it's saving lives as well. So the more that we can get neutered and get the veterinary care, because some might come in with flu or they may need surgery on the legs. Like I've got a kitten at the moment that was born with an eye defect. So he's having to have surgery to twist his eyelids back round, if that makes sense. So it's basically mainly stand for animal welfare is our top one priority, making sure that each animal goes to the right home.
So we spoke a bit about the cost of living, which is a really big thing in the news at the minute. What are some other challenges that you guys face here that you feel need more awareness?
Yeah, mainly is neutering and spaying of all animals. It's not by law that you have to have your cat or your dog neutered, but there is laws against selling animals privately, which I think needs clamping down on more, because there is a lot of people that when they do have an unneutered cat and it gets pregnant, they will then sell the kittens for a profit. That's not in the case with us, because even though we're a rescuing ourselves, all the cats that we rehome, then we have to get the treatment for. So each cat costs us, if they go for the full package, it costs us £195. We only charge £165, so we're constantly at a loss of making money. So it's mainly just getting your animals neutered and just helping where you can, and being able to help people, even if it's not to your rescue, just helping your neighbour if it can't be fed or something like that, and yeah, just really helping all of them.
And what does the future hold here then? What are some of your main goals and aims for the shelter?
Our goals, my 10-year goal is where I'm at now, so we're not even 4 years old yet, so we've definitely smashed all of our targets so far. The next phase that I'm hoping to do is to get charity status. We applied for that last May, as in 2023, so we're still waiting on the approval for that, just loads of boxes to cross and T's to cross and I's to tick. So that, and then we are got plans of moving to a bigger location to be able to rehome more animals. We've got a volunteer base of over 50 volunteers, we've got 3 members of staff, and just generally be able to help more, but without the funding for it, without the charity status, it's difficult. Last week I lost my head. I didn't know where we were going because all I saw was no money in the bank, and I've already got a £3,000 vet bill for this month, and then you've got all the other expenditures as well. So it's more, I need to figure out different ways and different avenues of being able to fundraise. So looking into more places for that. But yeah, the next target is to just get bigger.
Thank you so much for changing lives at Carrington, for letting me speak to you in this video. As I said in the beginning, please make sure you subscribe if you want more content like this. I'm going to be trying to go to a lot more shelters over the next few weeks. I've got a couple lined up, which is really exciting, and we're going to be speaking to them on all sorts of different topics and just raising awareness on the brilliant work that a lot of these shelters do. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!